what is the difference between PMP Agile and PMI-ACP Agile? Because in PMP also, especially I keep saying that 70% of the Agile content is coming in because there is a people domain and there is a good amount of Agile. PMI tells 50-50, but I tell if you mix people and Agile, it's a 70%. So why should I do PMI-ACP if I have already done a PMP? My interpretation and the way I have been teaching both the programs for more than 12 years now, what I see is that specialization program get into the depth. When we teach or when you give a PMP exam is at a surface level, be it a predictive life cycle, be it an adaptive life cycle. It will be remaining at a surface level because it expects, let's give all the possible area of knowledge to the participants, and participant can build depth as per their need and requirement in their role. So when I talk about requirement exploration, I just introduce requirement exploration technique. I don't make you write user story. I don't make you write project scope statement. PMI is not expecting you to prepare a requirement document. They just introduce these things. When we talk about product backlog, we just introduce them. We talk about, say, a burn down chart, we introduce them. Yeah, some amount of interpretation questions may come, but deep interpretation is not coming. Now, when you focus on PMI-ACP, they are saying the portion of PMP which you have already studied, probably if you have done PMP, let's get into little deep into it. Yeah, that is the differentiator. And PMI-ACP is not looking you from the perspective of project manager. Even if you are not doing project leadership role, you are doing team leadership role, you are doing maybe a test management in the Agile way of working, you are qualified to do a PMI-ACP, and that's kind of things you will learn which you find yourself familiar. So it goes from a branding perspective, it goes into little detail. Now, from a content perspective, in a PMP, you hardly touch much about the lean and Kanban. You definitely touch Scrum well. Scrum is kind of indirectly get covered, not in a Scrum core terms. But in a PMI-ACP, you end up touching the Scrum in the core terms. You end up touching understanding the Kanban board and how the overall flow works, getting more into the matrices related to the Kanban, understanding the lean principles. So that part is differentiating. And then, yes, the more and more focusing on Agile leadership style. Yes, you can say there is a 60% content overlap. The PMP Agile will come in a PMI-ACP also, but that 60% go little deep, and there will be a 40% content which will be coming new in case of PMI-ACP. So that's how I give you as a judgment. Again, when you see yourself the exam content outline, things will be very clear to you.